morning, YouTube. Wow, this is a first for me. In all the years that I have used YouTube, I have never uploaded a single video, playlist, or series, or anything of the sort. So there is a first time for everything, right? As a very brief introduction, my name's Sammy. I am a bodybuilder based in the UK, and I am currently 4 weeks out from my first show of the season. I have, as a little bit about me, I have been competing since 2017 and we're now in 2026, so it's a little while, right? But I've never properly documented a prep. And granted, we're not starting from the very beginning with this little series that I'm putting together because, as I've said, I'm 4 weeks out already. So I thought I would start documenting this because things tend to get a little bit more exciting from this point going forwards. Also, on a total side note, I have got one of those DJI Pocket 3 cameras, so I'm just getting used to this as well. So my apologies if this is not going to be a professional series of videos by any stretch because I am no content creator. But where do I begin? Well, I ought to bring you all up to date on where I am at the moment. So I've already said I'm 4 weeks out. The first show that I have got is the NABA Northwest in Liverpool, which is a home show for me. Appreciate my accent is not Scouse, it's not Liverpudlian. I'm originally from down south in Buckinghamshire. But yes, my first show of the season is in Liverpool, the NABA Northwest. And following on from that, I am doing the Two Bros in Wales the following day. Now, I am thinking there are a couple of other shows that I'm sort of eyeing up at the moment, but I haven't sort of set anything down on paper that I'm 100% doing other shows. I just want to see how I get on, what the look's like, and just see what sort of feedback I get. I'm currently weighing about 113. I'm sort of fluctuating a little between 113 and 113 and a half pounds. We've sort of been this weight for a few days now. Nothing's really changed. I did have a refeed last week. Had a drop because last week I was weighing in at 115 pounds and had a nice little 2 pound drop. So my coach and my partner, who will definitely be featuring in these videos, Johnny, he has said we're probably due another refeed, which is super exciting because I've been having rather plain food for the last while. So yeah, it'll be exciting to see sort of how my weight changes over the course of this week. In terms of where my weight is going to be, I don't actually know. Obviously with Bikini, which is the class that I do, Bikini shows we're not weighed, so we don't have to make a certain weight. It's all based on well, with Two Bros at least, a height class. I'm not sure how they do it with NABA. I've never competed with NABA before, so this is a first for me. In terms of where I think my weight is going to be, Johnny and I have said we reckon the weight will probably need to be around about 110 pounds. I'm very nearly there. As I say, I'm only about 3 pounds off, so not that far to go, but it's not so much about the weight, it's more the look with Bikini. And for those who compete will know, you know, your weight can change from season to season and you can bring a better look and actually end up weighing more. So we don't actually know, so it's always a fun game. Where do I even begin? Where do I even begin? Because this prep has not been like any other prep that I have done. I've essentially been dieting for a total of 8 weeks. Well, by the time I step on stage. So it's an 8-week prep. I'm halfway there, 4 weeks in, 4 weeks to go. And as I say, it has not been like my others that I've done in the past where I've really put on a lot of weight in the off season and I've had a hell of a lot to pull back down. We weren't there. I, over the course of last year, started sort of dropping down a little bit here and there, and I was sitting around about 130 pounds, which was quite a comfortable weight, but I wasn't entirely happy with my look at 130 pounds. So I'd sort of just, I suppose from about Christmas time, I'd sort of slowly been, intuitively eating is probably the best way. I wasn't actively tracking I was with my protein, but I wasn't really actively tracking, in terms of strict macros or a food plan or anything like that. So yeah, I started dropping down a little bit of weight and sort of got down to about 120 pounds, and then had this rather impulsive, really great idea that, do you know what, let's do a prep and let's just see how we're looking and let's see what we've built. And here we are. How iconic is that, right? So yeah, this is not usually, I suppose, in terms of a stereotypical prep. It's anything but you know what, I can honestly say it's probably been the best my body has responded in terms of how I've dropped weight. It's been very consistent in terms of I will drop 1 to 2 pounds and then I'll hold for a few days and then I'll drop again, hold for a few more days, drop again. It's been pretty consistent for as far as when I think of previous preps that have just been an absolute disaster and it's been a real struggle. My food's had to be through the floor. The cardio has been ridiculously high. I've had none of that this time round. Probably what you're wondering is, so what are you doing at the moment? Let me tell you. So in terms of my expenditure at the moment, I'm currently on 10,000 steps a day, which I've been hitting very consistently. I can't think of any days where I haven't hit those steps. I've gone a little bit over, but pretty much we're looking at about 10K per day, even on, rest days and training days, exactly the same. And then in terms of cardio, granted, I have been doing cardio every day. And from when I started at 4 weeks ago, we went straight in with 30 minutes daily. But something that's a little different this year compared to previous years, I've not been hammering myself on the Stairmaster. I've sort of been doing a combination of, say, 20 minutes when I started on the 30 minutes, 20 minutes on the stairs, because let's be real, I was quite unfit. I'd not done any cardio in so long, so there was no way I was smashing out 30 minutes on like level 7, 8, 9 or 10 on the Stairmaster from the off. No chance. So yeah, I started off just doing sort of 20 minutes, very steady pace, and then in the morning, for example, and then just doing 10 minutes post-workout on the bike. And my body seems to have responded quite well to this combination of a bit of Stairmaster, so a bit of intensity, and then some slightly steadier state on the bike, which is cool. And then what else have I been doing expenditure-wise? That's about it. I train 5 days a week. In terms of my split, what my split looks like, I do lower body 3 times a week because I'm a bikini competitor and it's all about the glutes, and then I do upper body twice a week. So that's what my training looks like, and that's what I've been following very consistently for quite a number of months now. I've just found that it's what I enjoy. I love training this way. I'm loving the program that I have at the moment. Occasionally I'll rotate in a few different exercises, but the exercises that I do, again, are very consistent. So that's about it in terms of expenditure, steps, cardio training. And what you're probably wondering is, what on earth are you eating? So in terms of my food, we've made one slight change to my macros since I started this diet. But we kind of went into this a little bit blind, me and Johnny, because we didn't really know, because I'd been intuitively eating. We didn't really know where my calories were. It was just a bit of a stab in the dark, and let's just go with, and here it is, 1,400 calories, it was just over 1,400 calories, and we'll just see how your body responds. We'll just see what the body does, whether it goes up, goes down, stays the same. And I started dropping weight. So I'm guessing I was probably eating a little bit more than that intuitively. But yeah, so I've been on those calories for a while. Johnny made a slight adjustment a few weeks ago, and I think we're probably sitting maybe sort of 13 and a half now. And then in terms of what my food actually looks like, it's literally the same thing day in, day out, week in, week out. There is no variation to the food. It is all exactly the same. So meal one, or breakfast shall we say, I have oats with some protein powder, a bit of peanut butter, and some frozen berries, either blueberries or raspberries. I've been having blueberries because I fancy blueberries, so we're having blueberries at the moment. And then meal number 2 is a chicken and some sweet potato with some green veg. And then training comes around, I will then have my post-workout meal, which at the moment is a squares bar, which I absolutely love, and a protein shake. And then my last meal of the evening, I say before bed, I try and have it a little bit before bed, is 5% lean mince with veggies. So that's what I'm eating at the moment. I'm not entirely sure on the macros, to be totally honest with you, because as I say, Johnny does all the macros for me. I just cook and eat it. I've not been overthinking it. And I think that's probably my biggest win for this prep, is that I've always been so meticulous with knowing exactly how many macros everything is, and, you know, the times of day that I'm eating. And I've just kind of followed that intuitive eating that I was doing before. So if I feel a little hungrier in the morning, I'll start eating a little earlier. If I'm not feeling quite so hungry one day, I will just start eating a little bit later and then space the meals out. So I've had, I suppose you could say, it's quite a relaxed approach. I've been very strict in terms of what I've eaten and sticking to the plan and sticking to the cardio, sticking to the steps, sticking to the training, stuck to everything like glue. But in terms of the when I'm eating and that kind of thing, I have been way more relaxed, and I feel like I'm in this prep and have gone into this prep in a much more relaxed mindset, if that makes sense, which I think is a real game changer for me, because I think when I think back in previous preps, I've just put so much pressure on myself to do everything perfectly. And whilst, as I say, this time round, I have been consistent with hitting things, I've not beaten myself up if I've, you know, not started eating at 9 a.m. in the morning and, you know, had something every 3 hours. I've just been doing it intuitively. And I think that has been a real game changer for me. Going back to bringing you all up to speed on what I've been up to, I should probably recap this weekend, because this was a big weekend. This was a huge weekend. So my brother, who will also feature in this video, he recently did a crazy charity walk. He and 4 of his friends walked 150 miles to raise money for a number of different charities, which is just incredible. And they did it over 5 days, I believe. So it was something like 30 miles they walked every day, and they were camping, and yeah, they did it all off the beaten track. So Johnny and I drove down on Saturday morning after we finished training to go and cheer him over the finish line, which was incredible to see. So I'll attach some clips so you can see, but it was very emotional. I felt super emotional seeing him. We then stayed over at my parents' house, and then on the Sunday, Johnny is, I should probably say, he is a bodybuilding coach, and he's got a number of clients competing this season. He had to do an in-person check-in with one of his clients, so we met with him halfway on our way up to my bikini fitting. Oh my God, so exciting. So yeah, we went up to Rotherham to see the lovely Babette, who is Diva Fitwear bikinis, and oh my God, literally I am in love with the bikini that I've got. It's stunning. So we went there, and I didn't know what to expect, because this year, instead of buying one, which I've done in previous years, I'm hiring one because I've got a couple of different shows and I wanted a bit of variation this season. So I just said to Babette, she said, "What color do you want?" And I said, "I need to do purple. I need to do like a deep purple." And oh my God, she pulled out this bikini, and let me tell you, I was just like, oh, Oh, it's stunning. It's got like the iridescent, crystals on the straps, and it's almost a little bit iridescent to look at. Well, you'll see because I'll include some clips that Johnny filmed from the day. But oh my God, so massive, massive, massive shout out to Babette. Oh my gosh, your bikinis are beautiful. I am in love. So I will 100% be using Babette going forward because her work is just stunning. The attention to detail is just incredible. So, and just the service, absolutely amazing. She's got this amazing studio. You just go there, and there were just all these bikinis, and I was like, oh my God. So yeah, it was an amazing experience. So I'll include that so you can see some clips from that as well. And yeah, that kind of brings you up to date as to where I am at the moment. There's been no drastic changes that I can think of off the top of my head. I'm just ticking the boxes each day. And I think that's probably the biggest win is just the consistency and the box ticking. It's been amazing. That I think brings you all up to speed on where I kind of started from, where I'm at and where I'm going. But yeah, thank you so much for watching this, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the video. If you did enjoy this and you didn't get bored to death of listening to me ramble on for God knows how long, please feel free to like and subscribe, and I will be sure to put this video together and make more of them. But yeah, so enjoy.